So, now we're going to get to the HBO Max recommendations. So, HBO Max is kind of an interesting development because most people who use it actually really like it. And I have to say I really like it as well as a streaming service. In terms of how to watch it on your TV, it's been incredibly frustrating. It's not available on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick, which, as I've said before, is 2/3 of the streaming market. As well as the fact that when I tried to use an Apple TV, we have an older Apple TV, to kind of AirPlay it to the TV, it wouldn't let me. And I was like, so are you guys just like against me ever watching it on the TV? It's frustrating. So Sophie watched Scoob actually on Friday, and she had to watch it on the iPad instead of the TV because she really, really wanted to rewatch Scoob. I just wish this service was more available. I wish they'd work out whatever dumb shit they have going on with Roku and Amazon and let this be available because it's just, to be honest, very frustrating at this point. But as terms of if they ever get over that, this actually has a lot of cool stuff. I will recommend Close Enough. I've only seen that one episode. I think it is really great. I know that's why most of you are really checking out HBO Max, which is why I did this re-recommendation sort of selection, because I thought I wanted you to give you a reason to explore the service other than just Close Enough. I did recommend Regular Show last time in the Regular Show movie. I will do that again. They're both worth checking out, especially when you're kind of re-getting into J.G. Quintel stuff, and it's all there. As well as they have Scoob. If you miss Scoob and you want to watch it, is it a good movie? Not really. I know little kids love it, actually. But it is there for free, so if you kind of wanted to see what was up with Scoob and you didn't want to spend the money or torrent it or something like that, you can watch it on HBO Max. It is free. Apparently it is their #1 trending movie, according to their analytics, if they don't release anyone. And but there's more on HBO Max. I tried to go to various different sections, but obviously I'm going to recommend you a lot of Turner Classic Movies, and I think I actually have some good ones this time. First is Mildred Pierce, which is a great Joan Crawford movie. It's directed by the guy who directed Victor Fleming. Is it Victor Fleming? No. Michael Curtiz. Apologies. Michael Curtiz, who directed Casablanca. It is really well shot and really good. It is more of what was considered a woman's picture at the time, but it is excellently shot. It's got some noir elements. I love Mildred Pierce. I watched it a lot of times. It is great. I know the HBO series is good, but the Joan Crawford movie is excellent. You should definitely see that. If you've never seen Bonnie and Clyde, now is your time. It is one of the great classics of film history and probably one of the big watershed moments in American film, as well as it's really fucking good. Definitely, deserves to be on any top 50 films of all time list. It's probably why you care about Warren Beatty. It is awesome. You should absolutely see it. It definitely helped kick off the new Hollywood 70s thing. We also have I Shot Jesse James, a Sam Fuller film. They seem to have a bit of Sam Fuller. It introduces more of a homoerotic version of the Jesse James myth. You probably saw that in the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. This is a lot shorter. It's a lot more succinct, but I think it definitely has some interesting, beautiful elements to this tale, which I think that story definitely used, but Sam Fuller did very well. And the homoeroticism is interesting. As well as they have House. If you've never seen House, the cult film, TCM has a lot of great cult films on there, so I will recommend House if you've never seen it. It's a wonderful Japanese horror film. In Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll doesn't have a great selection. I've noticed the animation things they need to beef up. If they ever do, that would be wonderful, but they have Kill la Kill. I love Kill la Kill. I think that's a wonderful cartoon. After I was watching some Studio Trigger stuff, I was kind of reminded how much I love Kill la Kill. In my previous one, I just said Ghibli stuff, but in here, I actually have an actual recommendation, which is Ocean Waves, which has not been that available. I actually sort of like Ocean Waves. Even though it is very much a lesser Ghibli, it is still really good. And then finally, a film on HBO, the HBO section of HBO Max, which, yes, is a real thing. The American, starring George Clooney, is a really cool action film that no one talks about, but I remember really liking. So if you've never seen The American, I would recommend that one as well. Ryan Cam and Rachel Reviews, who do their own streaming service recommendation thing for hidden gems that they put out every Friday. They're going to recommend, I think it's about 6 different titles on HBO Max and their reasons for doing so. So why don't you check that out? And you can check that out right now, and I'd like to thank them both for contributing to this and giving their own selection. So here we go.
Hi everybody, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are really excited to be here on Jim's channel. Thank you so much for giving us this chance to talk about HBO Max, because what we do every week on Fridays on my channel, Rachel's Reviews, is we talk about hidden gems that are on all of these streaming services. We started it with this when the pandemic started and we were shut in, when we had all these streaming services. What could we watch that was beyond just the biggest picks? So it's really, really fun. I love doing it. And so we're going to give you, we're going to each give you 3 of our picks for HBO Max. So Ryan, why don't you get started with your 3 picks?
Great. So my 3 picks are fairly recent ones with one exception. It's 2 from the 2010s and 1 from the 1980s. So I tried to get a good variety in there. The first is a documentary called Andree the Giant. It is about the life of Andree the Giant, his time as a professional wrestler, his time as an actor, and everything in between. It has a lot of great interviews with people that had the pleasure of knowing him, including Rob Reiner, Billy Crystal, Robin Wright, also Vince McMahon, who was the primary promoter for him in the wrestling world. It's just a really, really great documentary, and it's one of the better documentaries on the entire service. Next up is Commando, starring the Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the future governor of California. That's such a fun sentence to say. This movie is dumb, but in all of the right ways. And the action is just so much fun. It's Arnold blowing up stuff and shooting things and dropping unsuspecting goons off of cliffs while he's saying, "I lied." It's so epic. So if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Go check it out. And my last pick is a bit of a quieter movie. It's called The Big Year. It's about 3 guys who look out for birds. And they have this big contest where they all try to find and document the most birds in a calendar year. It may sound boring, but it's actually quite funny. It's heartfelt. Jack Black gives one of his best performances. Steve Martin is always cool. And Owen Wilson is great in this as well. So it's got a lot of heart, really funny. It's great for the whole family. And so those are my 3 picks.
Great picks. And if you're a Hallmarky, there are a bunch of Hallmark actors in The Big Year. So if you enjoy that, you should check it out. It's got Cindy Busby and Paul Campbell and a bunch of other people that we know in the Hallmark world. So great picks. And so my 3 picks, they are movies that we don't get to talk about on our show because they're not hidden gems. They're the popular picks, but it's kind of fun for me to get a chance to shout them out. The first is the Looney Tunes Cartoons. This was the new series that new originals that they did for Looney Tunes. And I just thought they were so well done. They were so funny. The animation is so impressive. And I did not like the last show that they did where they tried to make it a sitcom with the Looney Tunes. That was horrible. This, I love the music. I love the way they use the characters. To me, it was just a huge win. And so you should really enjoy it. I watched it with my niece. She loved it. So check out Looney Tunes Cartoons. Then I have one of my favorite superhero movies is Superman the movie. Christopher Reeves is so great in the role, and especially I think once he gets to Metropolis, I think the movie is so fun. I really like the relationship between him and Lois Lane, and Margot Kidder is really fun, and it's my favorite Superman movie. Then finally is Spirited Away. Is one of the most stunning animated films ever made. Hayao Miyazaki, he won the Oscar for it, and it's a really great movie if you just want to be astonished at every turn. You can never know what is going to be coming up next, whether it's a giant baby or the dragon that's made out of paper, or all the different visuals never stop coming and are so beautiful, and so that's my 3 choices. Thank you so much to Jim for letting us be on your channel. We really appreciate it. And make sure you all check out our show every Fridays on Rachel's Reviews. And you can find it on anywhere you listen to podcasts or on YouTube. And Ryan, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at RyanCam20. You can find me at my YouTube channel, RyanCam Movie Reviews. I'm currently doing a series called the AFI Project, where I watch and review every single movie on AFI's Top 100 Movies of All Time list. The episode for E.T. the Extraterrestrial just dropped yesterday, and the next movie I'll be talking about from that list is To Kill a Mockingbird. I've also got Nolan Month, where I talk about all the Christopher Nolan movies, so there's a lot of content coming your way. So now's as good a time as any to subscribe.
Yeah, so check it out. Check out Ryan's channel. Check out my channel. And thanks again to Jim. We really appreciate it. And enjoy HBO Max. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Rachel. Check out Rachel's reviews, and Ryan Cam, check out his channel as well, and check out their podcast Hidden Gems, which shows you hidden gems to watch on any streaming service, which is actually a pretty cool podcast. Help you find more stuff to watch during this pandemic, which people clearly need. Anyway, that's what we all recommended for you to watch on HBO Max. Go check out the service and try to use our recommendations to give you something to watch on this pretty cool streaming service that has unfortunately made itself very unavailable.